So, the summer 2023 update has finally arrived and interest in TF2 has never been higher. But there are still many questions left unanswered. Like, did it live up to the hype? Where are the community fixes? Why is there a seal? And why did my wife leave? All that and more as I discuss my thoughts on the update as well as how this affects TF2's future going forward. Now roll the intro, cause the crab is back, baby. Pow! Ha ha! To start off, I'd like to apologize for the lack of uploads in the last 6 months. Honestly, I did not think school would take up as much of my time as I thought it would, and it became a struggle to balance that and new uploads for the channel. I always have plenty of ideas for uploads floating around, but executing that vision has always been a struggle. Making YouTube content wasn't fun for me anymore after that point, and it felt more like an obligation. I think taking a break was probably the best thing that could have happened to the channel, as not only have I regained the passion to make new videos, but I've also learned some new skills that will benefit the channel. Now that summer break has arrived, you should see more regular uploads. Once again, thank you for all the support you guys have given me, and for sticking with the channel even when uploads have not been as frequent. Now onto the important stuff. On February 9th of this year, Valve uploaded a blog post on the official TF2 website for the first time in nearly 3 years, and the contents of said blog post took the community by surprise. It teased an update that was non-holiday themed as well as potential community fixes. There was some controversy as Valve later changed some wording in the post to ease expectations for the update. This was not going to be a major update, but still bigger than the typical Scream Fortress or Smithsmith's update. The thing that intrigued me and most of the TF2 community seemed to be the community fixes, as TF2 is nearly 16 years old and full of unoptimized maps, cosmetics, and weapons. And this brings me to my first thought on the summer update. On July 12th, over 5 months since the initial blog post, the summer update was finally released, and so far it seems like one of the things promised in that blog post, that being the community fixes, seems to be absent from the update. Certainly strange, though perhaps the fixes are harder to implement into the game than maps and cosmetics are. There's certainly a possibility that we see a second part of this update with just community fixes. If we go by the rumors that there are only 2 part-time employees currently working on TF2 right now, it does lend itself well to the theory of a second part to the update. If they don't end up adding community fixes, I think it would be a huge missed opportunity on Valve's part, as the game could desperately use some quality of life touch-ups. Even some of the more minor ones, like finally making Scout's pants blue, would be amazing. Justice for my boy Blue Scout. On the positive side of things, it was nice to see more security and stability improvements added to help combat the bots. Ever since the Save TF2 movement last year, we have seen a dramatic recession of bots. While not perfect, the game is in a much better state than it was a year ago. And Valve has been smart enough not to make the security changes public, so as not to give the bot hosters any clues on how to get past the new fixes implemented to stop them. The cosmetic selection this year also seems really strong. I can't name a bad cosmetic from the bunch, and I really like the medic cosmetic that's just the med pack from Half-Life. The war paints are also extremely solid as well, with some of the designs being the cleanest I've seen. I don't care much for unusual effects, but there are some unique and fun unusuals. Probably the biggest surprise was getting 14 new maps in this update, along with a new game mode. When Jungle Inferno released with 6 maps, that was considered a lot for the time, but 14 is quite incredible. It honestly brought me back to the glory days of TF2 when entire servers are just exploring maps and doing conga lines. It's great. The lack of holiday restricted theme has really benefited the maps this year with some really inspired designs. Rotunda is my personal favorite, not only by how it plays, but also the atmosphere it gives off. The atmosphere on that map is a whole nother level while still retaining that classic TF2 source engine vibe. Selbien, I really hope I'm pronouncing that right, is a new player destruction map, and its unique gimmick is that you can feed the seal on the map. Automatic 10 out of 10 update because of the seal, end of discussion. Selbien deserves to be nominated at the Game Awards this year. If not, I will personally lead a riot outside of Jeff Keighley's house. Also, adding versus Saxton Hale was not only an unexpected decision on Valve's part, but also a bold one. Wait, what's that? Oh, it's been released broken. and it's been temporarily removed from the game. Oh, motherfucker! In classic Valve fashion, a new feature that is added to the game is broken, but it does look promising that such an iconic community game mode is finally added to the game. While the custom voice lines are decent, you can definitely tell they are impressions. With respect to the voice actors, they've done a passable job, but it lacks the polish of an official game mode. I'm unsure why Valve just didn't use the original voice cast, who lately seem more than willing to come back and record new voice lines. Even if they didn't add new voice lines for the mercs, I would have been more than okay if they had just contacted Saxton Hale's voice actor, JB Blanc, to reprise his role as Saxton Hale. It seems like a lazy move on Valve's part, to be honest. Overall, I think the summer 2023 update had a lot of positives, and I'm excited to see if we get more updates like this in the future. It certainly had a positive effect on the player base, as TF2 smashed its previous concurrent player counts and even cracked over 250,000 concurrent players for the first time ever in its history. Despite this seemingly positive reception, Valve has always been reluctant to give us a completely community-made update, especially after the disaster that was the Invasion update. As a company, they are very stubborn with how their consumers react to their products and will not release a game or an update unless it's sure to receive a positive response. They are the ultimate perfectionists, and to them, it's better to just not release anything at all and go radio silent instead of releasing something that an audience wouldn't like. I think as a community, we need to be patient and not so quick to jump down Valve's throats. There still could be a patch for community fixes on the way, and if all we do as a community is complain to Valve about the update, it is unlikely they do something like this again. This doesn't mean we need to accept every decision they make as a company with open arms, because constructive criticism is still important, but as I talked about in a previous video, the TF2 hype train has spiraled out of control on multiple occasions, and the TF2 community needs to temper their expectations and just chill for a bit. Come on guys, you can be better. Go watch that video if you're more interested in a more in-depth look into Valve's complicated relationship with the TF2 community. So now, to answer the big question, did the update meet expectations? The short answer is no, but it is a lot more complicated than that. The expectations should have never been as high as they were to begin with. If we look at the summer update from an outside perspective, it is one of the biggest updates we've had in years and will surely extend TF2's lifespan into the future. And after that, who knows? Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of the update in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.